All right, well, let's bring in Maslansky Partners President Lee Carter. She knows everything. Hi, Lee. What did you make so far of the comments from the McDonald summit?
You know, I've got to say, Donald Trump knows how to deliver a message and where to deliver it. He is such a showman. The idea that he's going to reclaim the affordability narrative, there's been a lot of press about this. There's no place better to do it than McDonald's, which is the symbol of an affordable value meal. And so I think he was really smart to do it. I think he's on the offense here. He's talking about making America affordable again. He has learned his lesson. I think he was doing what Democrats did before, which was trying to say things are affordable. They're getting better. They're so much better now that I'm in office. And now I think he's learned his lesson, says, you know what, the prices are still too high and I've got to do more. And he always owned cost of living and the economy. And over the last 8 weeks, he really started to lose it. So smart move by the president, the right message, exactly what people need to be hearing right now.
Hear more from him about, regardless of whether you agree with his solutions for it, that he understands where people are coming from and why people feel the way that they feel. And he's going to have a political message, but that's never lost on him.
Never. I mean, he is right where the American people are. He meets them where they are, and he gives them a message that he's listening to them. He is, you know, when you looked at the polling on Donald Trump, people say, more than 3/4 of Americans say he fights for people like me. Quite the opposite of what they say about the Democrats. A lot of people might say they disagree with him on different issues, but they feel like he is fighting and in touch with the American people, and that's something that is to his credit.
How hard do you think it's going to be for the GOP to get that populist message and mojo back? Because, you know, to lose the New York City mayoralship to an absolute socialist on an issue that Trump had redefined for Republicans, I mean, that is shocking.
Well, I think that the Republicans have to look at what happened with this last election and hopefully they'll learn from it. The formula that they used in 2025 is very much the formula Democrats used in 2024, which is to say, let's talk about how bad my opponent is instead of talking about them as fascists, which the Democrats did. They're going to say that they're socialists and communists. Instead of talking about what they're going to do, they're going to talk about what's flawed with the other people's plans and how it's not realistic. That is a message and that is a map that fails over and over again. You have to be the one that sets the agenda, sets the policies that everybody's talking about. That's what President Trump has always done. And that's what he needs to do. And the Republicans need to do going forward. They need to define the issues of what's going to be the midterms all about. They can't let Democrats define it, and they can't just react to Democrats. They have to own what they're known for. They're known for the economy. They are known on the costs, but Democrats have come now and said, no, we're going to own affordability. Specifically, they're really talking about affordability in healthcare, and they're winning on that issue. There's so many other issues for the Republicans to own on the cost of living, on how they're going to deal with this, and Republicans need to get out in front of it.
Get the government out of the way, Dee.
It's only going to take 6 months for Mondani to drive New York to hell. If you don't fight crime, that's where it goes. So Disney has dropped diversity, the word, and DEI terminology from this is its quarterly filing. For the first time in 6 years, Lee, it hurts them, and they know it.
Well, they're not the only ones that have done this. We've seen company after company has dropped the diversity DEI out of their lexicon and is replacing it with other language. I think it's really interesting that they're focused instead of diversity on belonging, because that's the issue that American people want to hear. They want to hear that you're going to get the best talent no matter where they come from. And when they get there, that they're going to get the tools they need to succeed. So it's the right turn of phrase. The question is, are they doing the right things? And that's what everybody needs to be looking at.
Well,
and they want to know, is Disney the woke company that they were fighting against, or is Disney going to be the family-focused company that always has been?
all right, so Lee, obviously we all want Skin is Beautiful as a Disney princess, and now even toddlers are getting in on the act. There is a new skincare line for the very young. There's been a lot of backlash from moms and beyond. What do you make of it as a young mother?
Oh my goodness. I have a 6-year-old daughter, and the idea that they're getting engaged in skincare is beyond me. There's never better skin. There's never better beauty than the beauty of our children. And I just wish that they would say, we understand that God made us perfect just as we are. We don't need skincare as toddlers. It's offensive. It's wrong. And I hope they get in all the trouble for this, because it's just not the right thing to be doing and teaching our children.
It's for that young is for the parents. But among dermatologists, they're getting preteens who are using all of these serums, addicted to them. They're loading up at Sephora, now going to dermatologists because they have acne from using all these serums, that they're like the counters in their bathrooms are filled with like 15 times the garbage I buy. It's insane what
I buy
social media.
$11 snail mucus garbage on Amazon. I love it.
Lee, great to see
So
you.
a lot of dermatologists say that's better for you than all of these other things. And our kids are putting this stuff on their face. We've got, 13-year-olds putting wrinkle cream on. It's insane. And these companies are paying young influencers to do it.
Next,
Gross.
we're going to see first graders getting those Kris Jenner facelifts. All right, thank you so much, Lee Carter.